What's good, y'all? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're reacting to, well, let me share the title real quick. The most shocking zoo attacks. I just want to see what the title says. I want to see the most shocking zoo attacks. So without further ado, let's get straight fucking into it, bro. Like, bro, that's horrifying. Oh my god. Yo, this is crazy, actually. Fucking kangaroos are actually crazy. Like, they be fighting people, bro. Okay.
Bars between us and a predator stop being enough. Some say zoos are safe, that wild animals, once caged, become harmless. But what if one one careless step is all it takes? In this video, we uncover 5 shocking cases where humans underestimated the wild, and nature struck back with the jaws, scars, and blood.
Oh
but
my
as
god,
always,
what the fuck was
viewer
that
discretion
from?
is advised. On June 6, 2022, 19-year-old Hassan Al-Arafin was spending the day.
I swear to God, if I see one person actually climbing over the exhibit to get into the place where the animals are, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind, because people can just be so dumb in this world, bro. Like, yeah, oh, you lost a leg? Boo fucking who, bro? You jumped into the fucking exhibit, bro.
But Hassan Al wasn't there just to see animals. A little-known blogger, he was determined to find content for his TikTok account, hoping that this time, one of his videos might finally go viral. While walking around the zoo, he found his perfect moment to shine. The orangutan enclosure that was unattended. The staff were on their lunch break, and the area appeared clear. Inside the enclosure was the future star of his video, Tina, a 15-year-old female orangutan known for being socially interactive.
Bro is gonna be
she was
messing with a orangutan. Look at this beast, bro. Orangutans are cool though. I remember when I was a kid, I went to a zoo. It was literally like doing sign language to me, and I had to walk away because I was like in a school thing, whatever. And I walked away and I waved bye to it, and it literally waved bye to me back. It literally waved at me. So cool.
Hassan Al decided to act. He climbed over the barrier into a...
Here we go, the first instance of a dumbass right here. I swear to God, bro. If you lose your life because of that, I'm not even gonna be sad for you. You're just a dumbass, bro.
His friend stayed behind the barrier, ready to capture every moment on the camera. At first, everything seemed fine. Hassan Al stretched his arms toward Tina. She walked up to the bars, watching him with curiosity. For a few seconds, their interaction appeared calm, even playful. Then, suddenly, Tina lunged. She grabbed Hassan Al's shirt and yanked him forward. Her other hand, and even one of her feet, locked onto his leg. Hassan Al screamed in fear and nearly lost his balance as he tried to escape the grip of the wild animal.
Look at this dumbass. I don't even feel bad for you, bro. You're fucking stupid.
His friend panicked and rushed to help. He pulled at Hassan Al and kicked Tina's arm in a desperate attempt to break her hold. But Tina didn't let go. In fact, she gripped his leg even tighter. Other zoo visitors, hearing the commotion, began shouting for help. Zoo staff returned to the scene and tried to calm Tina down. After several tense moments, they were finally able to free Hassan Al. The physical strength of orangutans is often underestimated. Adult orangutans can exert grip forces of over 300
I mean, is it though? They're literally fucking monkeys, bro.
PSI.
They're so strong.
And pull with more than 600 pounds of force.
Yeah.
At nearly 50 kilograms, Tina could have easily caused serious injury, even in a non-aggressive or playful state. But Hassan Al got extremely lucky. He walked away with only a few scratches and bruises on his leg and arm. Following the incident, Hassan Al was permanently banned from Kasankulim Zoo. The young TikToker later issued a public apology and admitted fault. His video, however, went viral, but many online viewers mocked him, while others condemned his reckless actions. Facing backlash, he deleted his social media accounts and never achieved the fame he had hoped for. The next case also involves a man who ignored safety rules in pursuit of...
all of the... No. I guarantee you all of these are pretty much going to be dumbasses just getting way too close to the animals.
Eric Saladaga Vista was never known as a risk taker or someone chasing viral fame. At 29, he was living with a serious mental illness and had traveled to the Philippines as a tourist, quietly exploring local attractions in hopes of improving his condition. One of the places marked on his travel list was the Cabug Island Mangrove and Wetlands Park in Zamboanga, Sibugay. On April 28, 2025, Eric arrived at the site for what was meant to be a relaxing day of sightseeing, maybe a few animal photos to remember the trip. While walking along the park's trail, he noticed a fenced cage. Inside, was what Eric assumed to be a crocodile statue, since the animal lay completely still, unmoving under. Despite the enclosure being surrounded by a chain link fence and marked with clear warning signs, Eric decided to climb over and stepped inside for a better photo.
Oh my god.
Phone in hand, he approached the statue with confidence.
The fucking statue, bro, okay.
Bystanders shouted at him to stop and get out, but Eric didn't react. He smiled and posed beside the animal as if nothing was wrong. Then suddenly, the statue moved. The crocodile lunged, locking its powerful jaws around Eric's arm.
Oh, yep, it's gone. Yep, your arm's gone. Is it gonna twist? Your arm's fucking deleted, bro.
Within seconds, it grabbed his leg as well and dragged him into the shallow water inside the enclosure. There, it began a brutal maneuver.
Oh my god! Oh my! Can I show this, bro? Yo.
Infamous death roll. Eric screamed in pain as shocked tourists watched the horrifying scene unfold. Some reached for their phones to record, while others immediately ran for help.
I swear to God, if I'm ever in a predicament, or if like, you know, one of my family members or friends are in a predicament and I see a fucking stranger record, I'm gonna go up to them and I'm gonna fucking assault them. I'm gonna be like, why the fuck do you not help my friend or my family member when they're getting beat up or chased by an animal? Are you fucking dumb? I'm gonna fucking hit you now, dumbass. Okay, I'm sorry. I hate when people put out their phones to record shit like that. I don't understand, but okay.
It was now clear. The predator wasn't a statue. It was a live, fully grown saltwater crocodile, roughly 4.5 meters long, named Lele. According to park staff, she had no history of aggression, but this time, instinct took over. Eric remained trapped in the enclosure.
I have never seen an alligator move like that. What the fuck? Look at this.
She had no history of aggression, but this time, instinct took over. Eric remained trapped.
It's moving like a dog, bro. That was weird.
In the enclosure for a shocking 30 minutes while staff scrambled to figure.
I'm surprised he's even alive right now.
Out how to get him out. He was conscious the entire time.
That's the weird thing about animals, bro. Like that alligator could have literally killed him. It just wanted to stand there or sit there or lay there, whatever they do. It didn't do anything.
Sitting in the water, screaming and crying in pain as blood spread around him. Eventually, one of the staff members threw a concrete object at Lele, striking her hard enough to force her to release Eric from her grip. Emergency responders quickly arrived at the scene. On site, they worked to control the bleeding and stabilize Eric. He was then transported to Dr. George T. Hofer Memorial Hospital, where doctors treated deep bite wounds on his arm, thigh, and shoulder. The death roll had caused severe soft tissue damage, requiring more than 50 stitches. Despite the severity.
He's lucky he didn't have his arm ripped off, bro. And that alligator didn't do more than it did, because Jesus Christ.
Crocodiles are among the most physically powerful predators in the animal kingdom, with bite forces exceeding 3,700 psi.
Oh my God.
It's the death roll that's especially lethal. A spinning maneuver designed to rip limbs, shred muscle, and overwhelm prey within seconds. Had Lele spun longer or bitten deeper, the outcome could have been fatal.
If she just spun more, dude, she could have, yeah.
A temporary shutdown of the park. Wildlife authorities launched a full investigation and ordered new safety measures, including stricter fencing, more visible signs, and 24/7 surveillance. And while Eric continues to recover, both physically and mentally, the next case in our list.
Did they sue him? I hope they fucking did, bro. He's a dumbass. I'm
more
sorry.
Questions than answers, and ends in the most tragic outcome possible.
Oh God, he died.
Wrestling you. Wait, that means no. We learned that lesson yesterday. You won.
A lighthearted video filmed at 5 Star Farm in Loris, South Carolina on April 29th, 2025 quickly made its way around.
Does he get his head caved in by a fucking kangaroo?
The internet. In it, 52-year-old Eric Samuel Slate was seen playfully boxing a kangaroo named Jack inside the zoo's enclosure. 5 Star Farm is a small family-operated petting zoo owned by Robert Slate, Eric's younger brother. And Eric wasn't just a visitor. He was actively involved in the day-to-day operations on the farm. He was known for his passion for animals and his hands-on care, especially with Jack, the kangaroo in the video. On the evening of May 9th, 2025, just 10 days after the viral video was filmed, Robert Slate entered the kangaroo enclosure to check on the animals and close out the day's work. But instead of routine feeding or cleanups, he found something terrible.
Oh God.
The lifeless body of his brother, Eric, lying inside the
my
enclosure.
God.
In shock, Robert immediately called emergency services. Horry County Police and paramedics arrived at the scene shortly after
my God.
and confirmed the worst.
So he just died.
Eric was dead due to multiple blunt force injuries. With no weapons involved and no other people in the enclosure at the time,
Fucking kangaroo.
police pointed to one obvious conclusion: an
It literally
animal-related
just stomped him
fatality.
out.
While kangaroo attacks on
Curb
humans
stomped
are
him, bruh.
extremely rare, with only 2 fatal incidents officially confirmed in nearly 90 years, they do happen.
That's crazy. Only 2 in 90 years? That's actually wild.
Typically when the animal feels threatened, cornered, or overstimulated. Adult kangaroos are capable of delivering
Dude, it
serious...
must have literally like stomped him out so many times for it to kill him. That's crazy.
even lethal damage. A kangaroo's kick can exceed 850 psi, with enough impact force to break bones or rupture organs. While their
Damn.
hind leg swipe generates over 8,800 pounds per foot a second, around 6 times stronger than an average untrained human. Given that Eric had a history of entering the kangaroo pen and roughhousing with Jack, and that he entered the enclosure again on the day of the accident, investigators suspected the kangaroo may have responded with deadly force, marking what could be the 3rd confirmed fatal kangaroo attack on record. To this day, Five Star Farm continues to operate, but Jack remains under quarantine for observation. And while the grieving Slate family awaits final autopsy and toxicology results, our next case is far less mysterious.
I mean, I'm assuming, was he dead in the kangaroo like place? It's a kangaroo, bro.
On the morning of June 12th, 2022, 23-year-old zookeeper
Does it have to do something
Jose
else,
de
right?
Jesus was performing a routine task, feeding one of the Bengal
Okay, no. Holy shit. Have y'all seen that fucking video where the elephant literally stomps on that guy's body? Have you seen that? That's a crazy video, bro.
But this time, instead of using special tools or safety equipment, Jose chose to feed the tiger directly through the bars of its enclosure.
Oh my
A
God.
risky decision, even for an experienced handler. At first, everything seemed calm. Jose approached the enclosure.
Oh my God. Please do not bite this motherfucker's fingers off. Please!
He then reached through the bars and gently stroked the predator's neck. Then, in an instant, the tiger
Yep, he
turned
cut it off. Thank God.
and
I
clamped
don't think you
its
can
jaw.
show it on YouTube, so he's doing me a favor, man. Thank you.
The poor man screamed in agony and tried to pull away, but the predator refused to let go,
Bro, I couldn't
even attempting
imagine.
to drag him further into the enclosure. Bengal tigers are among the endangered species, and at the same time, the most dangerous species on Earth, with a bite force of up to 1,050
Yet you decide to put your fucking arm in it.
psi, enough to crush bone and tear through muscles in
Wow.
seconds. And once a predator like this has you in its jaws, escaping without help is nearly impossible. But unfortunately, by the time zoo staff managed to rush in and free Jose, he had already lost a significant amount of blood. The man was transported to a local
Did he
hospital
die?
and later transferred to a larger facility in Morelia due to the severity of his injuries. His right hand was nearly destroyed, and doctors urgently recommended amputation to prevent infection and further blood loss. To make matters worse, Jose had pre-existing diabetes, which severely compromised his ability to recover, so immediate action was critical. However, while still
shit.
conscious, Jose refused the amputation. Just 2 days after the attack, on June 14th, he suffered a fatal heart attack in the hospital and never recovered. Following the incident, Mexico's Federal Environmental Agency, Profepa, launched an investigation into the zoo's conditions and found the tiger was being kept improperly, with inadequate containment measures. But as often happens in Mexico, no one was charged. Well, at the very least, the tiger was relocated to a licensed zoo in Morelia.
Oh, good job.
Our last case also involves a
There we go.
feline predator.
But no one was charged for that? That's actually crazy.
While it's no less tragic, it's even more horrific. Because this time, the entire shocking attack was captured on camera.
Oh,
Until
God.
the very last breath.
Oh, my God.
Lion Park, located in the Parkent district of Uzbekistan, is the region's first private petting zoo. Home to 7 animal species, its greatest pride was a group of 17 African lions,
Holy
one of
shit.
the zoo's longtime employees. 44-year-old F. Iruskalov was no stranger to these predators. He had worked with them for years and was familiar with their routines. But on December 17th, 2024,
17 's
while
a
on
lot
duty,
of fucking lions,
Iruskalov
bro.
made a fateful decision. Wanting to take advantage of his position and to impress his girlfriend, Iruskalov decided to film himself inside the lion enclosure, At around 5 a.m., he
Oh
unlocked
my
the
God.
gate and walked into the pen. With his phone recording, he approached
Oh my
3
God.
adult lions, calling one Simba. He stroked its mane and
Nah, no fucking way, man. That is horrifying.
softly spoke to the animals, repeating, "Stay quiet. Be calm." At first, the lions appeared relaxed and non-aggressive,
Nah,
but several
dude.
minutes later, one of the lions suddenly lunged.
Oh!
The video captured the shocking moment. It knocked Iruskulov down. Screams echoed as the lions attacked together, mauling him with claws and teeth. Iruskulov cried
What the
out.
fuck? It's over. Literally, they gangbanged him, bro. That's insane. Imagine your last moments, you just know that's going on. You can't do anything. That's like probably the most like hopeless you could feel. You're in a fucking cage with literal like what, 3 lions in there? Yeah, you're fucking dead, bro. You're so fucking dead.
Begged, and tried to calm them, but it was too late. The camera kept rolling until it finally faded to black, with his last words, hauntingly being, "Be quiet." Nearly 4 hours later, at around 9 a.m., other zoo staff arrived to begin their shift. What they found was the enclosure opened and 3 lions missing.
Oh my
But
God.
inside the cage, they discovered something far worse. The partially eaten remains of their colleague. In the wild, lions are cooperative hunters. They ambush and kill in groups, using speed and brute force to overpower prey.
There's a
Iruskulov-
video of that, like just rolling around. I wonder where this motherfucker found this video.
Case. Simply entering their space was enough to trigger their predatory response. Sudden movement proximity, or even eye contact, may have escalated the situation. And once the first lion pounced, the rest followed. A criminal investigation was launched immediately. Police began an urgent search for the 3 escaped lions. After several hours of intensive efforts, 2 lions were found and safely tranquilized. But the 3rd lion was deemed too aggressive and was fatally shot by a local hunter. It's hard not to question. How is it that humans put wild animals behind bars, invade their space, and then kill predators for behaving like predators? Still, the zoo director faced some consequences as well. He was charged for violating labor protection rules and sentenced to 3 years of restricted liberty, but was ultimately released in the courtroom. Yet, perhaps most shocking of all,
it wasn't his fault though, right? I don't know.
despite the tragedy, no new safety regulations or reforms were ever passed. If it seems like zoos are the safest way to observe wild animals, and that bars, fences, or cages make any actions risk-free, these stories prove otherwise. Since 1990, nearly 761
I'm
people have
surprised
been
there's no
injured
monkeys. Well, there was a monkey store. I'm fucking stupid. It was at the beginning.
in zoos worldwide, and 157 have
I
lost
bet
their
he could have made this whole video just about monkeys, but I'm glad
lives.
he
And the terrible
did
cases
other
we've
animals.
covered today are
What the
part
fuck?
of that chilling statistic. Because predator instincts don't disappear in captivity. And unfortunately, reckless human behavior hasn't either. What is your attitude towards zoos and the enclosure of exotic animals?
Wow, man. Hey, great video. Jeez, man. Well, that's today's video. And people are just dumb. People really just be going into those enclosures without even thinking about what could happen. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna put my fucking hand in there and pet the fucking monkey. So fucking dumb, bro. At least that guy apologized. Anyway, though, yeah, if you liked today's video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. You already know what to do. And yeah, have a good day. I love y'all. And peace.
Two shawty's getting live in the hatchback. Ass up, world star with the clapback. Young man with the plan, it's the campaign. Mommy wants some rose, no champagne.